All right, guys, we're back for round 16's review of the Supercoach season. It's a cold morning. Not too bad a score. 2,500. Again, I feel like last week I said the same thing. 9 out of 10 weeks you find with it. It's just there were a lot of high scores, so you kind of wanted a bit higher. I actually thought this week was like really bad. I thought, all right, gonna put up a bad score, drop in rank, and like that's pretty much the end of the season. But Sunday it actually like cleaned up a fair bit. Sicily helped, and there were a couple of good scores. 15,000 in rank, still not good, but tough year. A lot of. I was thinking about this last night, right? There hasn't actually been that many big player injuries that have like hampered teams, like just making teams, but the rookies have been so bad. It's been hard to kind of create cash. That's what's made it so hard. I think it's the rookies. And there's so many high averaging players. Like we'll get into it, but there's so many high averaging players that you could have. Like look at this midfield, 110 plus, pretty much. Oh, Maris not, but basically 110 plus throughout the board. You'd think that's great, but I'm missing Mills, who had an off week, but more times than not, he's fine. Steele just came back, and he looks like he's going to be fit and firing. Only got Laird late in the year. Like there's a lot. It's crazy this year. Sicily was good. Like I said, he kind of like saved the Sunday. Sinclair was really good. 150. Hopefully this doesn't mean teams are like going to default tag him from now, because that would be a little annoying. Let me just try to fix this loud fan noise. Alright, hopefully that helped. Sinclair was good. Hopefully they don't start tagging, because the tag last week made it really just not fun, honestly. It made it look like Sinclair wasn't going to be even a top 6 defender. Doherty, of course, I'd bring him in and I'd break his like ton streak, whatever. It should have went Dawson, but I kind of went back on a trade in the forward line because Luke Jackson was out, and it was already too late because I needed to bring in Doherty to get to Jackson, and by the time I had worked out Jackson's not playing and like a better course of action, it was too late. Otherwise, I would have went Dawson. Dawson's like top 6 easy. Hewitt was good. Slightly underscored, but probably didn't deserve a ton because St Kilda kind of beat Carlton around. It was a good game though, so it did really feel like the umpires really wanted St Kilda to win that though, so that was interesting. Chris was pretty poor, but I didn't get to watch that game. I only saw kind of just comments and stuff on the game, but apparently he looked pretty poor and was pretty forward of the ball, which just isn't good. Both of these two. Short, I caught a bit of the game. West Coast, I thought West Coast was going to pull it out. I'm going to be honest. I was getting ready. Just both were pretty poor. But I think, obviously, if you've got Dawson, this isn't as big of a deal because, you've got like the top 3 defenders. I would say Dawson's above Doherty. Like this week really proved it that he is above. It's a bit tough because I haven't got that extra. What Dawson had 140, so that's 50, 60 points on him. The midfield, the bench was good. I kind of like had that feeling, came to me in a dream, whatever. Like I should put Ware on field for Short, but I didn't do it because I was like, nah, there's no way that would work. But ended up being like that. Took Oliver as vice captain. Like I said, you had to have a vice or a captain on him, preferably vice, so like that you don't like a lot of people had it on Neil, the vice captain, and you can't not take that. Like you have to take it. But Oliver was good. Always is against Adelaide. I think he's only like missed the ton once in his last like 5 games versus them. Laird was good. Started slow, picked up. Laird is just one of those guys. It takes a lot for him to put up a bad game. Probably has to be tagged, be injured, and there's a lot that has to go into it. McRae, Dogs game. I didn't really get to watch, but from what I did, the Brisbane just came out and wanted to win, honestly. So yeah, Neil was good. If you had the vice on him, then you did have to take it. So it's not like it was a bad decision. It's just you probably should have had it on Oliver from the start. And then if I had Oliver into Miller, was the original plan. So either way, I'm getting a 150 plus. So that was pretty cool. Merritt had I watched JD's video last night, and I think I don't keep up the Essendon stats, obviously. And he said it was something like the first time he's kicked 3 goals in 3 years or something like that, or since 2018, 2016, something like that. So yeah, this was really kind of out of nowhere. I mean, Merritt's not a great kick of the ball. He can probably slot 1 goal every now and then, but he does shank it a little bit, and it showed. I think he would have had 4, but he shanked it at the end. Petrarca showed that if you needed a midfielder last week, he was the clear number 1 option. He's someone that can rival top mids. It's just his consistency struggles a little bit. And then Cripps was a little bit disappointing. I think he did deserve to ton. I just watching the game, I thought he was probably the second best mid behind Walsh. Yeah, he probably did deserve to ton, but it's just what it is. Of course, the bench didn't play, which is, Cripps is an injury risk. Merritt could take a game off because he was injured earlier in the year. Laird is playing through injury, so maybe they rest him once it gets too bad and he can't play. So you probably do want a playing guy here. That's kind of the value in, say, a Dacos. But I had to trade him, or else I wouldn't even have a finished team. Witts was a little disappointing, let's be honest. Darcy Cameron isn't actually too bad a ruck, so it's going to be interesting, from just a football point of view, to see what they do with Brodie Grundy going into the off-season. I think Cameron can play as a number 1 ruck. It gotta wait and see. Maybe this is just a fluke year, and they want to just keep it as dual ruck for maybe an extra season to see how it goes. But yeah, Cameron looks like he can be a number 1 ruck, especially with the Cox. Cox comes in, so it's duo ruck, but it's 70-30 split or 80-20 split. It's the Gawn and Jackson situation. Gawn is still the clear number 1 ruck, but Jackson could be the number 1. Darcy was fine. I think he just gave up a couple of frees or dropped a mark or 2, which kept the score down. Cogs was good. Dunkley was good. Parker started really hot and then just kind of stopped scoring, but yeah. Sydney did kind of choke that game away. Heaney was poor. 67 was good for how he played. Roses was pretty bad. Collingwood, it was a close game, so I can't just say Collingwood beat them up, but probably expected a little bit better from Roses. And I'm looking at who of these two to trade. Rioli was poor, proper poor. So these 3 are working as the forward cover for the rest of the year, and none of them are good. Bazo I got forced into, right? So I didn't really have much choice for Bazo. I just needed a playing player, and he was all there was. English should be back this week. Haven't heard any reports to say he isn't. Actually, let's do this because I'm looking at trading Roses. Do that. And I think that's about fine. Sure, whatever, leave the E on him. I don't think we're going to be using it. Trades, right? So, need a forward. Need to finish the team this week. it does leave us with 2 trades because it does take 2 trades to get this forward in. But there's 2 ways I can look at it. Is I've finished the team late and only have 2 trades left, or I've used like 3 of my injury trades on Butters, Stewart, people have used it on Gorn, Hall early in the year. Yeah, so I can look at it that way. Like I've used injury trades that I did save up, so it's worked out in a way. So yeah, Roses, and I was looking at Clark out. So with them 2 out, it frees up a little bit of money. I don't know why this runs so slow. Like, my computer is not that old. I'm looking at building a new one. Just it's going to take a minute. PC parts have dropped, but they're still kind of expensive. Who do I want? I want Carmichael. Like this PC can run Cyberpunk, so I don't know why it can't run Supercoach. Yeah, it always puts him as a forward. I want him in the mids because he'll be probably the most likely to get a game out of these ones. I think Owens has like a slight shoulder issue or something. Like he's got an extra issue. It's not just the concussion. Teagle's done for the year. Judson Clark is probably not coming back. I highly doubt it. And then we've got a forward to pick from. So my number 1 option is Bontempelli because I think he's just one of the better players in the AFL. Even like outside of Supercoach, I think he's one of the best players. Libba is... It's weird because I want to say he's a dark horse, but he is like the 2nd most expensive. Something like that. Or what you got? 3 dogs are the most expensive. It's just when Bailey Smith comes back, what happens to Libba's scoring and CBAs and stuff like that. And Libba can be prone to putting up like a 60. So I might stay away from Libba. Brody, the time on field is kind of dropping again, which is a little worrying because at the start of the year it was like he'd put up a good score, but the time on ground was kind of poor. Treloar looked like he was injured late in the game. Taranto looked good, and if I was to go Rioli out instead of Roses, I'd probably take Taranto. Like, I'll just show that real quick. I go Rioli out. It leaves me 530, which I can't really get up to these guys. Like, I'm about 20k short. So, of this bunch down here, I do like Taranto the best. It's just Taranto, there's injury risk because he's coming off an injury, plus roll risk where he can just lose CBAs out of the blue. But yeah, for now, go with Bont. I have to redo that, don't I? Of course. I must have pressed the button to trade Carmichael as well. It doesn't leave me with much in the bank for, say, an injury later. So, like, say Cripps gets hurt, which isn't in the realm of impossibility. I do have to go down to a player, not up, which sucks. But I think there's a couple of value mid options that are scoring good enough, right? And plus, I don't think Cripps is going to fall under 500k. So yeah, that's the trades for now. We'll see how it goes. I think I've changed trades like 5 times every week. So yeah, that's what we'll be going with. Let me know what you guys are doing for trades if your teams are finished. Yeah, it's kind of the end of the season, so getting towards the end of it, looking towards next year. Till then, tasty out.